All right, so that's the end of the take number 4, I think. So I'm just going to look a little bit at the sensor and show you in video, because the sensor was able to withstand a lot of hits and a lot of takes. So I took 4, it was take number 4, I took like 15 hits per take, more or less, and I need to record. As you can see, no much damage. You can see some damage here on the main sensor and a little bit of bending here, but it's still working. I saw some little bit of vestigial value. So before it was showing 0 all the time, and then now it's showing 1 or 2 at a time. I think that may be all right, considering how FSRs work and the hits I'm doing on this. But this is still transmitting data in a sensible manner. All right. So now, next step, we're going to just glue this in place. I pass my PA, I clean this a little bit. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in place. All right. I'm going to put this here. All right. So in this configuration, of course, this won't be able to be moving around or anything like that. This, let me see. So now I'm going to even pass some tape here, because I realize that with the hits, things start fading around. So to protect my system from that, I'm going to pass an extra tape here. Grab the tape. Distributable short, small size. Right. All right. See here. Apply here, more or less in the middle. It'll be easier for me to hit this. Okay, you can see it clearly through the tape. So this configuration is like if we glue this to the clothing. It's a lot of things, or a very tight pocket in a way. So this is just surround. So this is not able to move at all. The sensor inside the pocket. All right. So I'm just again, as previously, I'm going to set up the system, and when I say reset, I start recording the values, all right, and then I am going to just save those in TXT file here. Sorry for that. Time short. This one. Right. Okay. So we're going to press now, and see here. Sorry. So I'm going to press this now. Reset it. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the hammer, do the same thing as before. First hit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 9 hits. Variation of force. Looks all right. And it's still working. Even slightly tapping this is enough to trigger the system. But now I can see a vestigial value. Before it was pure 0, now it's oscillating on 3 to 2. So not a great variation considering the hits that I did last time. So I'm going to remove this, peel this off. Let's see the damage on the sensor. So again, as the last time, so this I did 9 hits. We can see here, no big of a damage here, just on this, the plastic side, but still is sensing data, and even if I slightly tap this, this is enough to trigger the system. Okay? Nice. So this is one of the configurations. Now I'm going to test the last one. So the last configuration, I'll be leaving this as it is. I'm just going to put this tape here, this position. So this is relatively free to move. So like the normal way, we need something to hold the cables. This is not the final product, by the way, but it's proof of concept. So this can hold the cables, but as you can see, this is free to move, any direction, something like that, no problem. So now we're going to test again. So same procedure as before. I'm going to, by the way, now the value subside to 0, so it's not showing anymore. I'm just going to reset again. So before I do that, I'm just going to record all the values here. Just a second. And I can clearly see here that the values, almost like a wave when I hit. Perfect. Very good, very good. I'm expecting it would be that good. But it is. Right. Test 3. Alright, so now I'm going to reset now. So, second, 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry, just let me restart. Port. Right, so 1, 2, 3. Oops, sorry. Second. Reset. All right. Same thing as before. Going to hammer. Gradient here, 1 centimeter. Those lines are apart. Okay, let's first, second, third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, here. Yeah. You can see it's much worse that way. Let's see the values. I'm going to store those. Let's have a look. Okay, let's store those values. Alright. So I can say that this is still sensing. So if I'm just going to press, yeah, definitely. A slight tap is more than enough. I mean, that possibly is, yeah, I can even using my hand get the maximum value, so it's alright. It looks like it's okay. Yeah, and then the values now, they're returning to 0. Let's just evaluate the sensor, how we survive the damage, because it is still reading alright. The values are sensible, nothing out of this world. And of course, still very sensible. A slight tap is all I need. So if you have a look here, you see that looks like the main source of damage that is happening here is on this connection, this part here of the plastic. Well, that wasn't enough to sever the connection or to make the sensor, not usable anymore. And even though the sensor was dangling around everywhere, still it wasn't twisting like this. So this wasn't anything bad really. Now I'm going to do final test, because the manufacturer let me know that this is very strong for the pressing like this. When sizzling just like this, this kind of operation, it's super weak. So I'm going to set the sensor in a way that I'm going to hit this on this direction 9 times, and I'm going to see what happens if the sensor stops getting data whatsoever. Right? Just see here if I store the test number 3. Right, I'm just storing this one. Alright, got this. 3. So this test here is more of a stress test. So nothing. I'm going to still read the values, but the way that this is orientated, this is not going to read very well, because as you can see, this is on 90 degrees from the original position. This is not what we expect, but this is the worst case scenario. So I'm going to hit this with the hammer a few times as well, see where it goes, see what value I can get, and see if this breaks. Right? So, plug this again, and I'm going to reset the system. So when I say magic plug, that means that we are going to values. Right? So, control on. Reset. Alright. So 9 times I need to hit this. So 1, 2, 3, 10, just for good luck. So they're harder to hit, but you can see I create a dent on this, and I could get some values even though I wasn't hitting exactly on the right point. So now what I'm going to do is let's evaluate this, and I'm going to see as well if this is indeed getting values. Okay, so I'm just going to store this as well because this is useful data. By the way, this is in milliseconds. Okay. Fine. Okay, so test this last one is just going to be me measuring, and we are analyzing what kind of damage we got on this thing, because it's clearly above the expectations. Right? Visualize. Yeah? Still able to. Slightly off taps, still more than enough, and it's not plateauing on like any random value. It goes back to 0, and 0 is not printed just because it's useless data really. We just want to measure when we got the hit. So that's what we're doing. This sensor, even though was, as you can see, just let me switch it off, still bent. See here? It's no problem. Still reading. Still working. Alright. This is the best take I took. Oh, nice. Right, thank you.